Hey guys, I'm gonna need to go ahead and get that credit card information from you one more time for the corking fee.
But I thought that was already included.
Well, you did pay for the corking fee, but there's also the cork disposal fee, the cork bedazzling fee, and a donation to Corkaholics Anonymous.
Like, don't get Stuxies in the hidden wedding fees. You're totally hiding.
Okay, so picking a venue is important in so many ways. Oh gosh, let me count the ways. Okay, so you've got availability. I mean, that's huge, you know? I mean, you've got to make sure that the venue that your heart desires, I guess, it has the availability and the time frame that you're looking for. If you want an evening wedding, I mean, then, you know, obviously you need your venue to be able to comply with that. But at the same time, once you select your venue, you really need to get to know your venue. Absolutely. There's different rules, there's different regulations, there's different packages. Some venues offer packages, some venues don't offer packages.
There's all sorts of different fees as far as what is written on the paper and what is included and what's not included.
So you stroll into a venue and they're like, you can have this big grand ballroom for $500 and you're like, oh my gosh, my wedding dreams are coming true.
Right.
But,
Read the
big
small
but, you have to provide your linens, your tables, your chairs, your this, so it's maybe 50 cents here, $2.50 there.
Which
adds up to this huge grand total. So if you do a venue that's kind of more along the all-inclusive lines, you know, get specific with your venue about that. I mean, what is all-inclusive? If the ballroom fee is, we'll say $3,500 for Saturday evening, well, what does that include to you?
Right.
Well, in our case, in Brittany and I's case, our venue would provide to you, you know, tables, chairs, linen, setup, breakdown, no corking fees, no cake cutting fees, no parking fees, your dinnerware, your flatware. I mean, our list is endless for the facility that we represent.
Which we will say is unheard of. That is very unheard of. Normally you go to a facility and they just rent their space. And that's it.
And
tables and chairs come with it, and that's it. So then this bride is off in la land trying to figure out where are the linens, where do I get my dinnerware and my menu, and where do I even start with that, and all of that.
And then before you know it, she's spending $10,000.
Yeah, on what she thought was a $500 reception. So it started out that way. And, you know, I think you should get a venue that can prepare a budget prior to. I think knowing what you're going into, you know, again, in our case, I mean, we're a little bit more shock on the front end, but there's no surprises on the later end.
Well,
so,
and you're seeing a total that seems bigger by doing it all inclusive, but if you actually broke it down and saw it ends up being, if not more, the same, and you get it all in one place.
I mean, when you come to a facility, and there's so much that goes into the wedding, the day, you know, the flowers, the photography, the food, all of those items. We have a portal system online that all of our brides use, and you guys know because you've used the system before, but all of our brides use this system, and so everybody's on the same page.
Well, so do your vendors.
Yes.
Which is key because we get to then share information with the vendors. The vendors are sharing it with us and with the bride.
client,
Everybody's on the same
and
page,
they're not,
which is awesome.
They're not just preferred either. I mean, they are actually contracted through
Which is a term that's thrown around, I think, quite loosely. You know, preferred vendors. Well, what does that mean?
Exactly. I mean, we tell our brides all the time, I mean, you need someone that we can trust.
Uh-huh.
I mean, the biggest thing with some of these brides is they go out and they find these vendors and then they don't show up on the wedding day. Right. What do you do if your florist doesn't show up, or, you know?
And even though these facilities or hotels or whatever are giving them to you as their preferred vendor, they still don't, a lot of the time, 90% of the time, have contracts with them directly. So they can't hold them responsible at all. And you guys have contracts.
And I think, you know, understanding that term, you know, preferred vendors. I mean, if it is a hotel, what if that preferred vendor is like a best friend of whoever's referring you to them? That doesn't necessarily mean that they're good or bad, but you don't have that buffer on the day of it. Our facility, if you use our preferred vendors, we are that buffer between the client and the bride.
And you take on the full responsibility.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
You guys handle all the payments and everything, which is so easy for us.
That's right.
We don't have to confirm anyone. We don't have to pay anyone. We don't have to, get envelopes from the bride on day of. Like, all of that's taken care of.
Well, you guarantee the vendor.
Exactly.
We don't even have to go back to the vendor if they screw up.
Right.
You do. So it's great for us. Because if something does happen, we can go to you instead of having to go to the vendor, which I think is great.
Yep. And you can hold their feet.
Has loved that whole system. They come back after the wedding to show me pictures of their dress or whatever, and they love that aspect.
Well, and the
that y'all take
easiest
care of
part
everything.
is, I mean, you just pay a monthly payment, really, and then you don't even have to pay any of your vendors. I mean,
Exactly.
it's just a no interest payment and works really nice. People love it.
Well, especially in this economy. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
who has the big chunk of money in the beginning,
Right.
and
And then in the middle, and then again at the end.
yeah, and that miscellaneous number, that huge number.
Right.
I mean, when I came to work here and I found out that was an option, actually it's, that's just the way it is, that you're allowed to do a monthly payment and no interest at that. But when I heard that, I thought, oh my gosh, this is incredible. How do people do this otherwise? Because, I mean, I know when I got married, there's no way that my family could have come up with the amount of money that it would have taken. And a lot of places will not let you move forward on your day without a lot of money to guarantee the facility or your venue that every bit of what you're signing up for is going to come to fruition.
Yeah, usually it's half of every single vendor that you choose.
Exactly. And see, we take care on our preferred vendors, if they require a deposit, we issue the deposit.
Right.
So it's just one less thing that the client has to worry about. And let's think about this with the portal system. What if you're out of town? What if you don't even live near your venue?
Or divorced parents.
Or the brides are out of town.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the time where the daughter is in one state, the parents are in another, and they're all on the system using it.
Yes.
And it's password protected. So it's not like your
yes.
stuff is out there, your payments are out there, everything is being seen.
Right,
It's all
exactly.
very secure and you're looking at it and using it, as well as, being able to view timelines and seating
Yes.
arrangements.
Well, and they have all the input on that. I mean, so it's like it's really their own event, but they get to see it actually happening.
Right.
Yeah,
And
and
how many
there's-
military personnel do you guys have that are overseas right now?
Yeah.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
And the
Where they can
webcasting,
get to
they can do that.
Yeah.
For the military guys, we've done a few where the brother has been overseas and he can actually get a password to log on and watch the wedding live, which is really cool.
And it's
so cool.
Yeah, very cool. I had a bride who was getting married at your facility, and she used that, and it was so sweet because she was able to. Her mom wasn't able to be at the wedding, and she was able to see the wedding.
Every bit of it.
And she was talking to her on the phone, and she could see her in her wedding dress, and they were crying, and it was very emotional. And as a planner, that's what you want for your day, especially if you know that that's such an important thing for her. I think that's a great thing that your facility offers.
And it's pretty much unheard of. In the facilities that we work at, even big, huge hotels, corporate places don't have these kinds of things,
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually give you that footage complimentary at the end of the night. Well, after a few months or so, we issue that back to you. So you can kind of edit it and do whatever you want with it.
And the audio too, the brides love to do the slideshows now. That's like the new thing. So that they can roll that during the reception. And I know you guys have the TVs, which are great.
Yeah, all state of the art, technology, which is, I mean, let's be honest, I mean, that's like the time that we're in here.
Oh, absolutely.
Technology is huge. So,
We have brides Facebooking us all the time. Hey, join Facebook so you can look at this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, cool,
Exactly.
And,
So it's a
tweeting
huge
us and the
phenomenon.
whole nine. So it's really cool.
Absolutely.
Poopity boopity schmoopity. Glenello.com.